everybody. I'm doing the bike today, my giant Defy, as I already showed you that I had for Christmas. I'm going to be putting the computer on, I'm going to put it out and try the camera and that, as I said, and review the bike. But I haven't been well at all, so I haven't gone out. So yeah, I will be doing that, because I seem to have a chest infection apparently, and I can't breathe very well, and when I try to do anything I get out of breath. But we're going to try and put the bike together because I've left it too long. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll show you what we're going to do. Right, we're going to start off with a sensor, which they tell you to put it up that way, and you've got to put it close as you can to the centre. I'm lucky on this bike because I don't know what yours are, but the spokes are straight. A lot of the spokes cross. When they cross over, you can't get the little metal sensor, which I'll show you in a minute, onto there. So this is the bit on there. You can see it says up, and this arrow, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's the way it goes. So in the bag, I'll just get out the part I need. I'm going to have to use some scissors to open this bag because it doesn't have a easy open. Okay, so as I was saying, well, I don't even know if I did say earlier, they have an extension, so you can put this on there, but on this particular bike, if you try to put it on there, the sensor don't come nowhere near. So you put that on the inside. I just dropped it. You put this on the inside and it touches the spokes. So all you need is this one little piece. And on the one side of this, there's a recess for the nut. So the nut automatically fits in there. I don't know if you can see this actually, but the nut goes into there, so that way you don't have to have a spanner or nothing to turn it. And then you have a screw which goes into the other part of the bracket, and this then fits into there. I'm not going to do that dead tight because I might need to move it. And on there, there's some like little teeth. So when it actually does up, it actually jams to where it wants it. You see, it don't move. So you can move it like that. As soon as it's tightened up, it jams wherever you need it. So what I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to tighten this up a bit. And this then will fit on to the bike like this. I'm going to get it as low as I can, as I say, because that's what they recommend. And then what you got is you've got a little black rubber bit to go in there and protect your frame, which actually got a recess in there, like a cross in there, and a cross in there, and it just fits in, so you can put it anywhere you want it. And then that'll fit on there in a moment, like that. So what they give you is two cable ties, which actually fit through these holes. The ones I used to have years ago, I don't know about you, but they used to have little brackets with nuts and bolts, so they don't do that no more. So I've got two ties. Now what I'm going to do, just to protect my frame a bit, is I'm going to look at that, and I'm coming down on the Y. So I'm going to get a bit of, you can use electrical tape or whatever tape you want. I'm going to use a bit of Gorilla tape. And I'm just going to take a piece of Gorilla tape, and I'm going to cut this off with the scissors. Then what we're going to do is just put that and protect my frame a little bit. And then the sensor can be in place. Now, when you put this sensor in, I know it might sound silly, but make sure you keep your ties this side of the spokes. Because what I have known people do is they put them on the wrong side and it goes around the spoke and they think they got it tight and it's actually on the wheel. So when you turn it, obviously it's going to break them. Might sound silly, but it's quite easy done. Right, so you put these ties on. Like so. And another one. like so. I'm bringing it on the outside so this doesn't click on the spokes or anything, or get caught or anything, because not that it will, but just in case, I'm just going to move it a little bit, just in case it does go a little bit long. So this way you cut it off on the outside. Sorry, I have cramp in my leg then, it's a bit silly. So, pull that down, quite near, and this one. Oh dear. And what I was just telling you just now, do not do, I just did. As you can see, when you turn that, look, it's caught. So there's a silly mistake. So I'm going to have to cut this off, and the problem is, if you're in a position not to have the parts, like another tie, you've now got to go out and get a tie. As it is, I'm lucky I've got ties. And as it is, as I said, I got a new one. So don't make that schoolboy error. I just told you don't do it, and what do? Do it. So as you can see, silly schoolboy error, but never mind. Now then, as I said, tighten them up a bit. Don't do them too tight, because your next part is to get the sensor. Well, that's the sensor. You've got to get the pickup. Now the pickup, I don't know if you can see this. Yes, see the pickup's got a magnet side. The magnet side comes outwards. When you undo this, you will find it's got a big slot in there for your spokes. Now I fitted one the other day on my other half's bike, and she got the cross spokes as I was telling you earlier, and her one would not fit on it. So I could not put it on there, so I had to move it up. So although it's got a big slot, it won't fit in. And actually, in the back, it actually got another slot for the spoke size. So that fits onto here. I'm putting it up high because I need to get the nut on the back. Like that. Make sure I slot it in. Yeah, it's going to be wobbly because I've got to bring it down to my sensor, which is there. Now, I can't do these up. I don't know how you do them up, but I use mini mole grips, because that way I can grip the nut part on the back, because they don't actually have a nut head. They do have a bit of a slot, but I can't find a big enough screwdriver to do it. So what we do is we tighten this up. Trouble is, you've got spokes on them, and you don't have a lot of great room, and you don't, you know, you don't want to bend your spoke. So there you go, nice and tight, as I said. Now they say 5mm apart, so that should be about there. So a nice little gap in between, and that's not catching. So when I spin the wheel, like that, nothing's catching. So that's great. So what we do now is we'll cut the parts off, tighten them up, cut them off. Don't forget to tighten them up. I use a screwdriver just to push the female back along the male part. So there you go, nice and tight. Look at that, nice and tight. Pair of scissors, that's all you need, and cut the ends off. There you go. Just double check. Yep, we're all sorted. So that should be that. Now we're going to move up and do the computer part. Okay, so we're going to put the speed on up here now. This is the bracket they give you. This bit slides into the back of here. I have already put it on. You can take it back out by pushing that little square in. But that is so if you want to put it on here, you can have the curve around. If you want it on the handlebar, got the curve there. Well, I'm having it on the handlebar. Then they give you a little piece of rubber to protect your handlebars, which fits on there. As hopefully you can see, and then as I said, the speedo fits into there. So they give you two ties, which fit in to like a little slot. It would have done if I didn't flick it up in the air. And they go in there. So again, make sure it's under the handlebar, under the handbrake cable, I should say. Oh, and the other thing I've done, I put a piece of tape on there, like I showed you down there. I put a piece of tape on the bottom just to protect the handlebars, the paint like. And then there we go. So make sure the rubber pad is on the back. And pull that down. I wouldn't do it too tight to start with. Just so you can sort of sit on the bike and put it where you want it, and then tighten it right up. So that's one side, and then the other one. I'm not sure about this idea. I've never had one with cable ties before, but you know, we'll find out. In the sense of, I should think that cable ties are holding them. I mean, you put things on cars and everywhere else with them, so I shouldn't think there'd be a problem. But you know, are they that secure? I don't know. So anyway, pull out there. On there, so it's quite tight, not too tight as I said, so you can alter it. There we go. So can I see that? Do you know what, that is spot on there. So what I need to do is keep it in the same place. Pair of scissors ready, and my little screwdriver. So about the there you go, nice and tight, as I said, like I did before. Screwdriver on the square end, the female end. And then, there you go, nice and tight. Now before I do anything else, I'm going to lift up the front wheel. And I'm going to... Yes, that's definitely working. So that's all fine. So I'll tighten that up. Make sure, yeah, cut these off, and I will double check again. It's a bit difficult doing this on your own, but, and yes, that's that. That is 16 mile an hour, it says. So there you are. I've done a spin of 16 mile an hour, and there you go. That's all fitted up, ready to go. That's it really, no more I can tell you about that. So thank you very much. Speak to you later.